We're here to talk about dividing fences law today. So when you have a fence between two boundaries, the idea is that the fence is meant to be on the boundary. This is not always the case. You can't assume that a fence is necessarily a boundary. Happen to know for a fact, this fence actually is standing about half a metre that side of the boundary line. Doesn't matter, both owners are aware, it's Torrens title, so you're not going to lose land by doing it, but don't assume that a fence is a boundary. In terms of dividing fences law, if you're looking to replace a fence, there is a mechanism where if you don't have agreement from an owner, you can serve a notice on your owner to share costs of the fence. You can only go for a reasonable cost for what is an actual sufficient fence, so you can't go whistles and bells, the fanciest fence in the street. The idea is that the Dividing Fences Act says you have to share costs, reasonable costs, for a sufficient fence. So what's the same as other boundary fences in the neighbourhood. In a rural situation, it's the same sort of deal. If you have a normal, let's say, post and wire fence that's just a normal fence, and you want to go to an exclusion fence that's 6 foot high, that's more than is typical in the area. So you're going to have to pay the difference yourself if you want that and your neighbour doesn't, or vice versa. In terms of getting a surveyor involved, you can get a surveyor involved to work out where the boundary is when you are replacing a fence. In fact, I do recommend it, but there's nothing in the Dividing Fences Act that says you have to share costs for a surveyor. That's by agreement between the two owners. If you're fighting, you probably don't want to have the second owner involved in paying for a surveyor. So there's a lot of information on dividing fences law. You can check it out on our website. There's fact sheets on Land Registry Services. You can look up the Dividing Fences Act, which is reasonably easy to read. And of course, if you've got any questions, give us a call.